going to find a hole out there for base hits. So now you've got the leadoff hitter aboard, and this is in a position where they may be thinking about running.
Stepping in, Eric Ibar. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up.
It was a pretty big strikeout, too, because he had a chance to drive in a run, so I'm sure he's going to be thinking about that missed opportunity for a little while.
Swinging a high chopper. Scooped up. There's one. On to first, but no, not in time as he really took a tumble at second base, letting go of that ball.
This is always a tough throw here for a first baseman coming off the bag. You got to make sure that you don't just throw the ball right into the runner's back heading down to second base. Here he takes just a little extra time to make sure that he makes a good throw. And they're going to settle for just one at second.
Here's the first baseman, Freddie Freeman. Hit hard to short. And a sliding effort there at short, but this ball finds its way through for a base hit. And he'll move up to third now. Runners at the corners here with one away.
Yeah, he hit a good pitch there. This thing's toward the outside part of the plate, but he stays with it all the way. Uses the big part of the field and gets himself a base hit.
Here's Nick Markakis now, the right fielder, as he'll swing at the first pitch and send one on the ground to first. Peralta for one. And good hustle by the pitcher there on the back end as it's a 3-6-1 double play, and the side is retired. So it's no runs on 2 hits, no errors, and a runner left. We'll head now to the home half of inning number 3. The Braves on top, 1-0. Back alongside Eric Karros and Steve Lyons, Matt Vasgersian, as it'll be Yadier Molina to start things out for the Cardinals here in their half of the inning. First pitch coming, here it is. And he takes a cold strike, 0-1. One ball and one strike to the leadoff man here in the home third. You like what you've seen from this guy so far?
I do. I like where he's putting the fastball, and I like the movement he's been getting on both his curveball and changeup. I think he'll do well.
A little behind on that swing, and now he'll try to shorten up maybe and protect the plate. Set to deal on a ball and 2 strikes. Ripped on the ground to first. And here's Freeman at first himself to record the out.
Batting 8th, second baseman, Colton Wong.
Leadoff man retired for the second baseman, Colton Wong. He's set. Here it comes. Ground ball, and this is off the second base bag, and they won't get an out from this as he's able to reach on a play that you just don't see very often.
And here's a situation where, heck, just make contact. Put the ball in play. You never know. Winds up beating this ball out.
The pitcher, Adam Wainwright, steps up to the plate in a sacrifice situation, so let's see if that is indeed on right here.
Textbook sack situation here, guys.
And the 34-year-old veteran looks at a called strike. It's 0-1. A little quick on that swing, and he finds himself behind 0-2. Runners on first with 1 down. Swing and a miss on the changeup, and there are 2 gone.
And that changeup's not really a pitch you can sit on with 2 strikes. Because if he gives you that fastball, you'll be an hour late on it. That's a great job of not showing that pitch until he was ready to punch him out.
Matt Carpenter will try it again. He flied out to start the home first.
Not really a good at-bat there. Forget getting out, but he didn't see any pitches as well.
From the stretch, Good bite to the slider, and he takes strike one.
And you know, this is a guy that loves the ball down and in. It's one of the locations he really covers well, so they're going to want to mix their spots here.
2 out with the man at first. Hit on the ground to short. Ibar has it. Throw to second for the force out, and the side is retired. 1 left for the Cardinals. They still trail 1-0. Kelly Johnson is ready here as we begin the top of the fourth.
Third baseman number 24, Kelly Johnson.
Wainwright's ready. First pitch on its way. Into the seats, 0-1. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. That's in there, and he's deep in the hole now, 0-2. Taken high and deep to right. Piscotty ranging back. Still going back. He gets there and makes the play for the first out.
Now batting, catcher, AJ.
Boy, this one
Pierzynski.
deserves another look in show motion. You'll see him here. He's tracking this baseball. Now, go ahead and freeze it. This is a picture of concentration right there. He knows that once we roll this video, he's going to get a mouthful of fence. And I'll tell you what, that cannot have felt good.
Standing in now, AJ Pierzynski, as he'll pick on the first pitch and hit a ground ball towards second. He gets dirty, but he can't make the play. It's a base hit.
Now, you could see him just basically jumping at that first pitch. He pulls it into right field for a solid base hit.
Into the box now, Jace Peterson, as he'll look at a breaking ball that misses for ball 1.
Pretty good speed here coming out of that left-handed batter's box, so it's no sure thing that a ground ball means a double play.
1 run, 6 hits, and no errors so far for Atlanta. Cut fastball, and it's by him 1-1. Swing and a miss on the cut fastball, 1-2.
Now you got to beware of that sinker. I mean, he'd take a strikeout right now, but I think he still just wants this guy to hit the ball on the ground.
High in the air out to center field. Grichuk is there, and he makes the catch for the second out.
Center fielder, number 2, Michael Bourne.
Stepping in and ready for another shot, Michael Bourne. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time. From the stretch, here's the pitch. He pulls this one into right, and he'll get there in plenty of time to put this one away, and that ends the inning. 1 left for Atlanta, but they're up 1-0. Stephen Piscotty is set to lead us off in the home half of the 4th inning.
And in a pretty close game so far, they'd love to see this guy get on base so they can get a rally started to get back in this thing.
Behind on that one, now behind in the count, 0-1. Just a bit late, and he's fallen behind, 0-2. Here it comes, 0-2. Inside, as that perhaps will back him off a bit, 1-2.
Good changeup right there, down in the strike zone. Definitely the one they wanted to strike him out on, so that's a great job to lay off.
And I'll tell you what, he's throwing with a lot of confidence right now. And he's also taking some chances with location, but he's thinking he's bulletproof out there, and so far he has been.
1 man gone for the Cardinals in the 4th, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Johnny Peralta. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Drops in a strike to start the at-bat. 0-1. Strike 2 on the curveball. 0-2.
And if you get him to look at strike 1, why not go back to that same pitch in the same part of the strike zone, and they catch him looking again?
Bases are empty. 1 man out. Change up, and he ain't buying it. 1-2. Still no fastballs in the at-bat. It's been all off speed.
That's definitely by design. He's such a good fastball hitter. You don't want to give in to his strength.
Look out. That one almost got away from him. 2-2 now. And he holds off on the breaking ball, so the count runs full.
Well, it looked like he had things in control to start him out. Now he's running from 0-2 to 3-2, and that last one wasn't even close. Well, what's the best way to make sure that cleanup guy doesn't get to hit with runners on base? How about back-to-back strikeouts? That'll do the job.
Matt Holliday standing in now, as he'll take a look at a high strike that time. It's 0-1. And Holliday will not offer it that one. It's a ball and a strike. That's in there on the outer half. 1-2 now.
Very patient here to start the at-bat. Maybe even a little too patient, because now he's down 1-2.
Yeah, and I don't think he's going to get anything better than that to hit.
High pop-up. Calling for it, Johnson. And the inning is over. 1, 2, 3 go the Cardinals. They're on the short end of a 1-0 score. Ian Kroll will come forward now to start things out against his opposite number. And these two have matched each other pitch for pitch here through the first half or so of this ball game.
Yeah, I think we had an idea runs might be hard to come by. Maybe not this hard to come by, but both of these guys have been just about flawless so far.
Trying to lay one down here, but he misses strike 1. He'll try to bunt his way on as he gets this one down. Throw will not be in time, as a perfect bunt there nets him a base runner to lead off the inning.
Well, and here's a situation where he can't be catching these guys off guard. I mean, he just showed bunt on the previous pitch, and he tries again and winds up legging out a base hit.
Ender Inciarte digs in, coming off a single in his last at-bat. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Gets on top of one here and chops it foul right at home plate. And this misses the outside corner, so it's knotted up at 1-1.
And even though he's given up his share of hits so far, he still hasn't walked anybody, so at least he's got that going for him.
Drilled right back up the middle. Peralta for 1. On to Moss, and they get them both. The double play.
Well, that's the absolute definition of a pitcher's pitch right here, especially in a double play situation. I mean, not only is this pitch down, I don't even think it's in the strike zone, and that's an easy double play.
Here's Eric Ibar now. Yes, he'll pick on the first pitch and hit a ground ball towards second. On to Moss at first, and the inning is over. Braves go down quietly, but they're on top 1-0. Brandon Moss will stand in to start things out here in the home half of the fifth. And you get the sense, Steve, that this crowd's been pretty well taken out of the ballgame to this point.
Yeah, they pretty much had to sit on their hands all afternoon. Not a lot to get excited about so far. And I think that's a credit to that man out there on the mound. He's cut right through this lineup for the first 4 innings.
And he tries to hold back on the swing, but I think it would have been ruled a strike anyway. It's 0-1. That's smoked, but right into the shift. Throws in time, and that's out number 1. There's our line score through the first 4.5, and these guys have basically had the bats taken right out of their hands. Just 1 hit to this point. Into the box, Rendell Grichuk. He flew out in his last at-bat. First offering on its way. And a high strike there, 0-1. No runs, just 1 hit, and no errors so far for the Redbirds. Sent on the ground out to second. Throw on to first takes care of him. 2 very quick outs to start the home fifth.
Now batting, number 4, catcher, Yadier Molina.
So 2 are gone now for Yadier Molina. First pitch fastball off the plate there, and it's ball 1.
Well on his way to another good inning right here, and you see the pitch count. It's not even close to being a factor just yet.
Now a ball lined to the left side, but foul. 2 out, nobody on. And this pitch misses for a ball. 2-1 now to Molina. A little too tall that time. 3-1 now.
Well, I think it's time to attack now because these guys haven't been in too many good hitters' counts. This is where you need to pounce.
That's in there, and it'll run the count to full. 3-2. Hot shot down the line, but this will get foul, so they'll do it again. 3-2. Ready now with the payoff pitch. That's hit to short. Does he have another 1-2-3 inning? He does. 8 in a row he's set down, and the side is retired. Down in order go the Cardinals. They're down 1-0. Freddie Freeman will step in now to lead off the inning as his guys look to maybe break the rut they've been stuck in.
Yeah, and after that first inning, it's been all zeros since. And once he kind of got settled into that groove, he's been a difficult nut to crack.
Pulled toward right center field. Grichuk is under it to put it away, and it's 1 pitch, 1 out to kick off the 6th.
And that's a big break for him right there. When you've already thrown 5 tough innings and you're looking at having to go right through the heart of the lineup, to get a first pitch out to start off the inning is certainly welcome.
Nick Markakis will dig in here. 1 for 2. He's singled and grounded out so far.
Yeah, putting the ball in play, sometimes that's half the battle.
Oh, and a hearty cut there to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1. Well, for that man right there, only the 1 run allowed. How discouraging is that when you're pitching your heart out and you're just not getting the support?
Well, the good pitchers really don't let it get to them. They know that it cuts both ways. Sometimes you give up 5 runs and your guys score you 8. You just have to focus on holding up your end of the bargain.
Wainwright into the windup. Here's the 0-2. Protecting on 0-2, so we'll do it again. 1 out, nobody on. Line drive to center field. That's in for a base hit, and he's 2 for 3.
Yeah, and plenty of hits here so far, but not a lot to show for it in the run column. Maybe this can help turn that around as they get a man on here with just one away.
Kelly Johnson will dig in now. A single and a fly out for him in 2 trips thus far.
And you know, I think he's had a good approach in each of his first 2 at-bats. He seems to be seeing the ball well and putting some decent swings on it.
First pitch cutter that's by him for strike 1.
Now, he's probably lucky he didn't make contact on that one.
Late decision to swing that time, and as a result, it's 0-2.
You kind of get the sense that he's been guessing up there on these first 2 pitches, and I think he's been wrong both times.
In the dirt, but swung on and missed. In the dirt here, but fortunately here, no advance.
And he's been able to get outs when he needs them with that curveball, and there you see what his pitch breakdown has been so far.
So it's a runner at first with 2 men out, and in steps their catcher, A.J. Pierzynski. He's ready. Here's the first offering. Swing and a little tapper. Throw on to first gets him, and the side is retired. Braves strand 1. They lead it 1-0. Colton Wong will come in now to start things out here in their half of the 6th as they look for a reversal of fortunes here. The first 5 innings have not been particularly kind to them.
Yeah, and I think that's putting it mildly. Just 1 hit in these first 5 innings. They're going to need to do a better job of finding good pitches to hit. But that fella on the mound has not made it easy on him, and that's for sure.
Now a changeup here to start things out, but that'll dip a bit too low, and it's 1-0. And he won't bite at that one either. It's 2-0.
And down by a run, a leadoff walk would certainly help the cause. He's got to shrink that strike zone here and not chase anything that he shouldn't be swinging at.
3-0 now.
Oh, I think he'd be real happy with a leadoff walk. Something just to get things started against this guy.
And he finally gets this one over for strike 1.
And at the plate, he might have been told, look, you're taken until you get a strike. Not a bad idea.
Looking to avoid his first walk. And it's full now, 3-2.
And that has been the comfort zone so far in this outing. He's just lived on that outside corner, and it's paid big dividends for him.
Swing, and he pops him up over toward foul territory. 1 away.
Yeah, doesn't look like much has changed here to start this inning either. That's 8 in a row now he's set down.
Adam Wainwright is into the box. He was a strikeout victim in his first try.
Yeah, and he went down in flames, too. Got him on just 3 pitches.
Couldn't quite hold back that time as the changeup fooled him for strike 1. That's over, but low. It's a ball and a strike. Bouncer down the line. Johnson comes up with it. On to Freeman at first, and there are 2 away now.
And you just get the sense that he's got it on cruise control out there now. Make it 9 in a row he's set down.
Matt Carpenter will stand in now with 2 away, trying to avoid another 1-2-3 inning.
Yeah, this has been total domination these past few innings. They haven't been able to mount any kind of threat whatsoever.
And he lays off a pitch in there for the first strike. In front of the changeup, and he can't keep it fair. 2 strikes on him now. Swung on and chopped up the middle. But that finds its way through for a base hit. And the throw in gets away from him. And he will make it up to third base, as that is a gift there off of what was a terrible throw.
Well, I think this was going to be 2 bases for sure, but then all heck breaks loose getting it back in. He winds up taking third on the throwing error.
So striding in, Stephen Piscotty, as he's got a chance to tie this ball game up with that equalizing run just 90 feet away at third. Trying to hold the lead. And he'll take strike 1 on the fastball, registering at 93 that time. Oh, good spot on the black for strike 2.
Well, no taking now. He's going to have to swing the bat.
Hit on the ground down the first baseline. And on to first with it is Freeman, and that'll end the inning. A golden opportunity to get on the board here goes for naught. On to the back third here this afternoon, and we've got it for you on the show. Welcome back to Busch Stadium here in St. Louis. 7th inning straight ahead with the Braves leading this one, but before we get it started, let's take a look there at the game summary to this point. Jace Peterson will stand in here to start the 7th. EK, it's been a pitching and defense afternoon all throughout.
Yeah, neither starter looking like he's ready to blink. And neither one of them looking all that tired just yet.
Cardinals get the bullpen started here as a right-hander's up and warming. Oh, and he looks like he's swinging a garden hose out there as this is cut on and missed for strike 1.
And for as bad as he missed that pitch, you can bet we're going to see that again before this at-bat's over.
Hit in the air out to center field. And the 7th inning starts with a fly out here, 1 away.
This is a big inning here. You're down only 1 with the heart of the order coming up next time you get in, so that's a good first step.
Michael Bourne will try things again. He's grounded out and lined out in 2 trips.
Yeah, he got solid contact on that line out, but it just didn't work out. In this game, you have to trust your approach. Eventually, it's going to pay off.
And here's a first pitch curveball that bounces on him there. It's ball 1. Hit hard back up the middle. Backhanded. On to first, and it's a quick start to the 7th as now there are 2 away.
The pitcher, number 40.
That's a nice backhanded play there at second. You'd like to be able to get in front of this ball if you can, but here he does a nice job of looking it into the glove, and then he makes the throw to first for the out.
Adonis Garcia will get the call here as he'll hit for the pitcher.
Number 13, Adonis Garcia.
Saws him off here as this ball's popped into the air, and he'll avoid the fragments out there to make the catch that ends the inning.
Ladies
Down
and
in order go the
it's
Braves,
time for the
but they hold a
traditional
1-0
seventh-inning
lead. Johnny Peralta will stand in now to lead things off, and he'll do so with the same pitcher still out there. Seems he's earned himself another inning.
I think that's a definite vote of confidence, but he's done a nice job since coming in, so you might as well ride that hot hand.
Stung into the gap in right center for what should be extra bases. Around first is Peralta on his way to second. And he'll get in at second base as the tying runs aboard with a leadoff double.
Well, neither offense has really made a huge impact so far, but finally maybe a little sign of life. He drives this ball for 2 bases, and even though they've had trouble scoring runs, they're not out of this thing by a long shot. A couple more of these could get him right back into it.
Matt Holliday will step in now as his guys look for a breakthrough here with a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, and it's been a long time coming. They haven't done anything with their opportunities so far. Maybe this will be the time that they finally crack the scoreboard.
Now some action in the Braves bullpen as they'll stand up a right-hander to get loose. Jim Johnson will come on now as he'll take over in inning number 7.
Number 53, Jim Johnson.
So stepping in, Matt Holliday, as he'll look to bring home that tying run from second with a base hit into the outfield. Here comes the first pitch. Down and away, 1 ball and no strikes.
And this is a big spot here in this ball game. You've got to be able to move that guy up 90 feet. It's a must in this situation.
No one out with a runner at second. One and 0 pitch on the way. That evens it up 1-1. And a curveball here. Good pitch, but a better take, and it's to 2-1 now. That's going to even up the count at 2-2. Breaks his bat as this one's popped up, and he'll steer clear of the flying debris to make the catch here for the first out.
Up next for the Cardinals, first baseman.
Yeah, that's the thing about a two-seam fastball. It'll really bear in tight. Show motion will give you a good look at what this will do to the bat. It just explodes on impact.
Here's the first baseman, Brandon Moss, as he'll take a breaking ball in off the plate for ball one. There's a belt-high strike to even the count at 1-1. Oh, and he took something off of it there. It's 1-2.
Hard to call that an off-speed pitch when it's a changeup at 88. That's a fastball for a lot of guys in this league.
Hit high and deep to straightaway right field. Back goes Markakis at the track, but he can't get it as it's off the wall.
And he's not stopping as third base coach Jose Oquendo's waving him in.
But not in time, and just like that, this ball game is tied.
Well, these two teams have been pretty evenly matched all throughout this game, and now that's reflected on the scoreboard as well, as he gets a good pitch to hit right there and doubles home a run to square things up in this game here in the late going.
Here's Randall Grichuk, as he'll take a look at a pitch too low. It's ball one. And a strike to even the count. 1-1. Can't keep the weight back, and he falls behind 1-2. Still 1-2 as he fouls it away. Ready to deliver the 1-2. Tries to get him to chase the curveball away, but it breaks outside. 2-2 now. Third double of the game for these guys, as you see the comparison there. Ready on 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here it comes. The short hit hard. Ibar fields it cleanly. Throw gets him. 2 down.
The catcher, number 4, Yadier Molina.
Yadier Molina digs in, looking to send something into the outfield that gives that go-ahead run a chance to score from second.
Well, no complaints on this end, guys. You've got to love any game that's this tight, this late.
This is hit high and deep out to left. Ranging back is Inciarte. He tracks it down, and that will end the inning. Cards forced to settle for 1. We'll look ahead to inning number 8 now, all tied at 1-1. Ender Inciarte comes to the plate, and he'll start us off in the 8th.
Well, you know, he's been on base twice in this one already, so let's see if he can do it again.
Wainwright looks in. Here's the first pitch. On to the 8th now, as the first pitch is a fastball that's looked at for ball 1. Can't connect there on the breaking ball. 1-1.
He's just cruising out there now. I'll tell you, this may turn into a game of first team to 2 wins.
Tried to crush that ball, and now perhaps needs to shorten up with 2 strikes. Fought off at the plate, and we'll do it again. Lifted the other way out to left center. Grichuk giving chase. He can't get there as it falls in. And he is back safely at first, and that was almost trouble.
Boy, not only was that pitch bearing in tight on him, but it got there in a hurry. You can see he's barely able to get the bat through the zone, but somehow he manages to steer it into left field for a base hit.
Here's Eric Ibar now. And this is right past Molina and back to the screen. And a very big mistake, as that'll move the possible go-ahead run into scoring position.
Yeah, and then just one pitch later, he essentially turns that single into a double by letting him advance into scoring position on the wild pitch. I'm pretty sure that's not what he had in mind.
Grounder hit hard down the first baseline. And a good effort on the dive that time, but this will get by him for a base hit. And the run is in to score from second. It's now a 2-1 ball game.
First baseman.
Well, that's a big base hit for him right there. That drives in the go-ahead run. He's fired up down there at first, and I'm sure his dugout is even more fired up.
Now the skipper's on his way out toward the home plate area, and I believe that means we're going to have Jonathan Broxton will come on now, and he'll slide into the 7th spot in the lineup following the double switch. Brian Pena will also come on now, as he'll move into the pitcher's number 9 hold in the order here on that double switch.
Brian Pena.
Here's the first baseman, Freddie Freeman, as he'll go after the first pitch to him and comes up empty. It's strike one.
Yeah, and that's the swing of a guy hoping for a first pitch curveball right there. If he gets it, he hammers it. If not, he's about 3 feet too late.
Nobody out, runner on first. Gets the fastball by him here, and he's in control 0-2.
Yeah, a couple of mid-90s fastballs, and he hasn't been close on either one of them.
And a good bite to that slider as he swings through it for the first out of the inning.
Let's check out that pitching sequence right here. There's not a whole lot to it. He gets him started with good morning. And there's good afternoon. And here it is, good night. 3-pitch strikeout, and you're not going to get him much easier than that.
Here's Nick Markakis now, the right fielder, as he'll hit a ground ball here to the right side. To second for one, on to first as they get the double play to get him out of the inning. Braves get a couple of hits here in plate one. Not too many more shots left. Home half of the 8th coming up. It's the Braves 2 and the Cardinals 1. Matt Adams will pinch hit here, and he's the potential tying run.
32. Matt Adams.
Good breaking ball there. Had him frozen. Strike one.
Well, not a bad idea to take a look at that one there. Now that you've seen the curveball, you can start to get a better gauge on it. Get a feel for what it looks like coming out of the pitcher's hand.
Outside for a ball, 1-1.
Well, that's a good spot for that two-seam fastball. You know, remember, that'll run away from left-handers, so a good idea to work the outside edge.
And he goes against the shift there as this is on the ground to the left side.
And this is really one of the few balls they've hit solidly all afternoon. So now we'll see if maybe they can get something going here.
Time called here, as with the potential tying run aboard, they'll make the move to get a little more speed out there. Brian Pena will stand in now, as he'll be getting his first plate appearance in this one here in the 8th. Watches a fastball right there for strike one. A look here at the hits per side here in the late going. That misses wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. And now Pierzynski can't get a handle on it as this gets away from him. And he'll make it in easily at second, as I'd imagine that'll be scored a passed ball.
Now this puts some extra pressure on your defense here in the late going. Now the infielders need to make sure they can at least knock a ball down to prevent that run from scoring on a ground ball.
Our pitcher's duel continues here. 2-1 score as we play the 8th. All even now, 2-2. Has to be thinking strikeout here. Here's a swing and a line drive, and he may have just tied the ball game. That's down for extra bases. The tying run is in to score from second. It's now a 2-2 ball game.
What a clutch job of hitting right there to drive that ball and get the run home to tie the ball game. Now you're standing on second base with a chance to take the lead, and look how fired up he is.
Settling in now, Matt Carpenter. He'll try to follow up the double in his last at-bat with another big hit right here.
Boy, he had a great at-bat last time up, and he'll look for another pitch he can drive right here.
Sinker to open the AB, in there for strike 1. Go-ahead runs in scoring position here with nobody out. And he watches one dip low and inside for a ball, 1-1.
And if he can get himself into a fastball count, don't be surprised if he has a big cut at something. Maybe try and break this tie ball game.
Oh, good action on the two-seamer there, and it's 1-2.
You know, a lot of times with a sinker baller out there, you're just conditioned to always look for something down. So he could surprise you with that high fastball, maybe four-seam it every once in a while, and when he does, you can forget it.
And it's a productive first out as that runner's able to advance 90 feet up to third here.
Well, good fundamental baseball might just win him this ball game. You've got the go-ahead run at second base, so this guy knows exactly what he has to do. Just a simple ground ball to the right side gets that guy to third base. And now you've got all sorts of ways to get him in and grab a late lead.
Into the box, Stephen Piscotty, as he swings and pops this one foul off to the right, out of play. Fastball called for strike 2.
Your job right here on the mound, you gotta think strikeout number 1, ground ball number 2. You can't leave anything up that can easily be a sac fly.
Grounded to third. Johnson is up with it. On to Freeman at first, and there are 2 away now.
Oh, and the defense holds. That's a big second out with the go-ahead run still stuck at third base. Now the chances are much brighter that they can get out of this with the game still tied.
Here's Johnny Peralta now. Snap throw from the catcher. Go-ahead runs in scoring position here with 2 down. And he misses with it, 1-1. And this is taken for a called strike, and he's not in love with that call either. It's 1-2 now.
Nothing fancy. 3 fastballs so far in this at-bat. He can go just about anywhere from here.
And he has just given them the lead late as this is down for extra bases. They'll cash in here as the run is in to score from third. It's a 3-2 ball game.
Oh, that's a big at-bat right there. He gets a good pitch that he can handle, and boy, does he put a charge into this one. And that's going to wind up plating the go-ahead run as he's into second base with an RBI double.
Matt Holliday will step in now in a big spot here in a game as close as this one.
And a chance at redemption, too, because he hasn't done much through his first 3 plate appearances, but he could make up for all of that with a base hit right here.
Trying to keep the game close. Here's the pitch to the hole left side, and it's through, a base hit.
Oh, and he misses the stop sign there as he heads for the plate.
And he is out at the plate. Trying to extend the lead to 2. Instead, he's cut down, and the inning is over. So 2 runs on 4 hits, no errors, and a runner left on. 9th inning coming up. It's the Cardinals 3 and the Braves 2. Trevor Rosenthal is on now to try to close things down here in the 9th.
Trevor Rosenthal.
Jed Jerko will come on defensively now as he takes over at second.
Number 9, Jed Jerko.
Leading off the inning, Kelly Johnson, as they'll look to get something going here and even this game up.
Well, this has been a great game so far, and they're only down by 1. So getting this leadoff guy on would be huge for them.
And now the Cardinals get the bullpen working here. Both a lefty and a right-hander have stood up. Here we go with inning number 9 as the first pitch misses for ball 1. Oh, pretty healthy hack that time. It's 1-1.
Well, if there is one worry about a closer throwing this hard, if anyone squares up on a fastball, this game could be tied before you know it.
And now a curveball as he's got to lean out of the way. That one nearly got him. Swing and a line drive, but this will be foul. And a swing and a miss. Good pitch there for the first out here in the 9th.
With him in there trying to preserve a 1-run lead, the first thing he wants to do, don't let that leadoff hitter get on base to start the inning. That's a nice way to approach things. Now he's just 2 outs away from wrapping this one up.
A.J. Pierzynski gets another crack right here. He's got a hit in 3 tries to this point. Fastball too high to start him out here, 1-0. Had him lunging at that pitch away, and it's 1-1 now.
He's going to need to crank that swing up another notch if he's going to catch up to those.
Hit hard up the middle. And that is through into center field for a 1-out single.
These guys haven't lacked for hits, but it's a little surprising that they only have 2 runs on the board. Someone needs to start making these guys pay for allowing so many base runners.
Jace Peterson comes to the plate now with the tying run at first, so he'll be looking to drive a ball into the gap here. Rosenthal's ready. First pitch on the way. Not even close on that swing. No balls and a strike. Runner at first here, 1 man out. Big swing and a miss at the fastball, and he's behind in the count 0-2. Very difficult to get on top of a pitch when it's coming in that high.
Darn near impossible when it's coming at you in the high 90s. You just can't get your hands up there fast enough to stay on top.
The 1-2 pitch. And, oh, this one's by him to the backstop. And not what they were hoping for, as that moves the possible tying run into scoring position. So the Braves down to their final out now. And that'll bring in the speedy center fielder, Michael Bourne. A little tardy there. No balls and a strike.
That man's team has definitely shot itself in the foot with all the strikeouts so far.
It seems like it's been a growing trend so far, but man, you just got to be able to put the ball in play when you've got runners in scoring position.
A crowd of over 39,000 on their feet.
Swung on in the dirt for the third strike. And the throw to first will take care of him, as the tying run will be left stranded at second base. This ball game is over.
Well, you know, some late game heroics in the bottom of the eighth were what proved to be the difference as they rallied back to win in front of a very enthusiastic home crowd.
This one, definitely a low-scoring affair, as we get one last look at our final line score. And, boys, probably a handful of deserving candidates for our top player of the game award, but what do you say we go ahead and give it to the man who shut the door out of the pen?
Yeah, it's nice to have someone like this that you can call on to finish things out for you, and he came on to slam the door shut.
So that'll just about do it. For Eric Harrow, Steve Lyons, and our entire crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been a presentation of MLB The Show. For more, don't forget to check out theshownation.com. The Cardinals win it 3-2. So long from St. Louis.
Our final line score this afternoon. First for the victorious St. Louis Cardinals. 3 runs on 8 hits, no errors. They left 5 men on base. For Atlanta, 2 runs on 11 hits, 1 error. They left 8 runners on base. The winning pitcher is Jonathan Broxton. Credit the save to Trevor Rosenthal. The loss goes to Jim Johnson. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 50 minutes. Our paid attendance this afternoon, 46,000. The Cardinals would like to thank you for joining us in baseball heaven and remind you to please drive home safely.